1 South near Zaxby's. That's Meadow Creek Tile, 910-693-7711.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. I'd like to tell you a story, and then I want to tell you why I told you the story. In the early 1970s, I was a cop in Houston, Texas. I worked in a part of town that was known for violent crime. One night we were watching the store. The store had been robbed twice that month, and we noticed the guy pull up and go in. The guy looked really nervous. He walked around the store, looking all around, came out, and drove off. My partner recognized him as a frequent Bad Guy Rewards recipient. About 10 minutes later, he came back. He got out of his car again. He walked up to the door, but he didn't go in. Something spooked him. We decided to check him out. We pulled up really quick, and when we did, he immediately, when he saw us, stuck his hand into his jacket pocket. He was reaching for something. A gun, maybe? We both pulled our pistols, told him to leave his hand in his pocket. He knew that if he pulled his hand out, he was dead. Turned out it was just a bag of weed. Now, why did I tell you that story? I told you because we almost killed that guy that night, and he was unarmed. Someday a cop here might feel in danger and shoot. I, for one, don't expect an officer to have to take a bullet before he can pull the trigger. As a citizen, I know how to not get shot, and so do you. Our cops have got enough to worry about. They need to know that we have their backs. I do. In the Zumwalt Zone.
Happy Friday. A pretty nice day in the forecast. Partly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the low to mid 70s this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and a few spotty showers will be possible. Low temperatures in the low to mid 50s tonight. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with some scattered showers possible, but it's not a washout day. Just a few showers possible. High temperatures in the low to mid 70s. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. This morning was made for angels like you.
I'm so sleepy.
Gotta wake up. How am I gonna wake up?
You know what I need?
Oh, I need some coffee. Pass me the sugar.
Coffee. Coffee solves everything. You know what else wakes you up in the morning?
Little AM bagel in the morning.
I brought bagels.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm doing a little bagelage myself.
Don't wake you up in the morning.
Doesn't wake you up.
Showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. I have taken over the seat from Steve. I see you over there laughing, John. Steve is out taking Colt to the vet, making sure everything's hunky-dory with him. So I'm taking over the hot seat and probably doing a very bad job of it because I agree with the show opener today. I need some coffee, some sleep, something. I don't know. I know everybody else walking in, sitting in this room with me looks a little tired. John, wake up. I see you over there trying to snore. No snoring on my radio show. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, Dorothy. How are you?
Yeah, you were asleep, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't serve coffee. You had to get your own, and now you have to wait till after the show.
Good morning.
I knew I should have brought coffee in. Let's see. Today in the Sandhills, it's going to be a nice day, despite it's going to be partly cloudy and that kind of thing, but it's going to be a beautiful Mid-70s degree day, and it's a good time to get out. Tomorrow's going to be another good day, and I suggest, if you've not got anything better to do, swing on down to downtown Southern Pines for the Spring Fest. It's back in town this Saturday. I don't know what the hours are, but I know it is tomorrow. I'm not going to talk much because I think I'm boring John back to sleep over there. Either that or he's going to sneeze or something. Because we do have a guest in the studio this morning, I will let you introduce our guest since I forgot to write his name down and I don't want to screw it up, so I'll leave that on you.
All right. Well, thanks, Dorothy.
I'm talking too fast this morning, I know.
Not at all. Dorothy's the one that makes things happen around here. You don't really get to hear her very much, but she is the one who keeps everything running.
I try.
Dorothy, you're in for quite a ride today.
Uh-oh.
We're going to be talking about one of the most exciting jobs in Moore County today. It's being left vacant by Judy Martin. I think everyone knows Judy. Judy's done an amazing job. She served Moore County for a long time as Register of Deeds, and she's decided to take a well-earned retirement. I guess that happens to all of us. Sooner or later, it happened to me a couple of times. And running for that office, we've had 3 people, and the third one running is the man we have in office with us today. Let me introduce him. Hello, William Bill Britton.
Good morning, John.
Now, I believe your name is going to appear on the what am I trying to think?
On the ballot.
On the ballot.
Yeah, just be ready to jump in because I'm having a hard time. I'm so excited about this job because this is a real, like a roller coaster ride of a job. But may I call you Bill? I think most people call you Bill Britton.
Yes, you can. Most people do call me Bill.
You're Bill Britton, running for Register of Deeds. Bill, before we do a single thing on here, why don't you take 4 minutes and tell us anything you want us to know about yourself?
Well, I guess a little bit about me, John. As you said, my name's William Bill Britton. I'm running for Moore County Register of Deeds. I grew up in Moore County, over in the little town of Cameron, as most people might know where it is. I'm a paramedic for Moore County. I grew up in the fire service. I started in emergency services at 16. I went to, as I was going to high school, I would work a part-time job, and then in the evenings I would go over to Sand Hills and take my EMT classes at night so that I could have that. When I turned 18, I became full-time working part-time at the fire department and working EMS. I've had different vast experiences in my life between emergency services. I've worked at the funeral home services before, helping out as an associate. I worked and helped manage an ag retail as a receiving manager between 2 stores, which I handled inventory and different expenditures. And we had about a staff of about 60 there that I helped with. A little bit more about me of why I'm running. You know, I'm running as a conservative in this Republican primary right now. There are 3 of us running. When Miss Martin announced her retirement, I decided that, you know, I would like to step up and just to try to continue her legacy, to expand and grow the office and make sure that the citizens of Moore County had what they needed and that the office had what they needed. A little bit on my platform. I'm the only person as of right now running the office that came out the very first day with a plan or a vision that I wanted for the office. A little bit about ensuring timely recordings for the property deeds, accurately maintaining your birth certificates, marriage and death certificates. Biggest thing I want to do is invest in technology. The office is changing rapidly with different technological advances. Just recently, all your death certificates are moving to a electronic filing from your doctor to your funeral home and on to the Register of Deeds office in the Department of Health. And then also I want to do is implement a fraud notification system so that if anybody tries to put fraudulent liens against you, that you are aware of that and notified. And then implement a Think a Vet program for our veterans when they file their DD-214s for free as of right now in the office, that we work with different merchants and different businesses and also with the Veterans Affairs about implementing the program. And I actually had the pleasure of meeting the Veterans Affairs director here in Moore County the other night, and she was very happy and I think very ready to be able to if I'm elected, to work together to implement this program, and she thought it was a good experience too that we could have. So a little bit about me, John.
All right, Bill, thank you. Now, let's talk about your job a little bit if you get elected. And by the way, I don't think Judy Martin's had any controversy about her. Do you have any? I mean, Judy's done a wonderful job, hasn't she?
I think Judy has done a well job. The office has been ran great. The office itself has actually been a pilot program for many advancements in the state on different levels of things. So Judy, has been very open to expanding the office herself, to improving the office by anything. So I really can't say that there's really anything major or anything really even real minor that I could think of right off.
Well, Bill, you said that you were the only one of 3 candidates who came out with a plan or a vision. And you might have covered those briefly, but could you go into a little deeper detail about your plan and vision for the Register of Deeds?
So, like I said, right now is ensuring, making sure that the records and property deeds are timed timed on time.
Are they not being now?
No, not in our office, but throughout the state of North Carolina, there are different places that you see, Wake County, different places that people are getting backlogged, mostly due to the COVID that we had. People weren't in the office. They were either working at home. So a lot of property deeds, marriage license and stuff have gotten on hold or backlogged. When they get sent to the state health department up for the state, that's getting backed up also, just because you can't have the communications back and forth as in when somebody was in the office. Also, just investing in technology I want to do. Like I said, the records are continuously moving to an e-file. Cybersecurity, fraud is a big thing. Nothing here really in Moore County, but the biggest thing with my vision and plan is mostly seeing what's happening outside of Moore County, and I want to prevent anything from coming into Moore County like that. So, cybersecurity, investing in technology that we need, technology that is useful, and different software and platforms that we can use that will ensure that we down the road are getting our money's worth.
What kind of fraud are you seeing outside Moore County that may come in here?
Pretty much is what you see. Most people may see online that you say, protect your property from fraudulent liens. So mostly you see people getting liens put on their property that they're not aware of. Pretty much people go in, falsify notary seals or some sort, and they go in and they put a lien on your property. So when maybe you go to sell your property or anything 10, 15 years down the road, you have to go through a process, possibly through the court system, to get that over-recorded or anything. And it's just it could just be a big hassle. It could hold up your process of selling, and a lot of issues could just arise from that.
All right, we're talking to William Bill Britton. That's the way his name will appear on your ballot. We call him Bill. He's running for the Register of Deeds, an office being vacated by Judy Martin, the beloved Judy Martin in Moore County. Bill, you said that you would ensure timely recording of these property deeds, and you acknowledge that's already being done, and you would accurately file away the birth certificates and the marriages and death certificates. Have we seen any problems at all in that?
No, not here at all. The staff at the office up there, I think, do a great job at ensuring that everything is filed efficiently and quickly and timely. Pretty much like I said, it's mostly outside of Moore County. There's some registered deeds offices that aren't aware. They don't keep up to date on things. They just have a slower pace. I'm not sure if that's staffing reasons, money issues, or if someone's just not being proactive in things.
Well, you've got 2 opponents running against you in this race.
Yes.
What would happen if one of them would get in instead of you? Would it make things worse?
It just really depends. It could be with if somebody doesn't have the knowledge or any training for the office at all. As of right now, I'm the only candidate that's running that took a course up at the UNC School of Government, Register of Deeds School. I took that on my own behalf before I even filed because I knew when Miss Martin retired to continue her legacy that we needed somebody that had at least a general overview of the office. You know, no one in the office as of right now wanted to run. And so whenever I decided to run, I said, you know, if you're going to do the job, you need to know something about the job. So I decided to go up there. The instructor for that class is actually super awesome. I'd recommend, even if you aren't going to be the register or anything, that it's just a great class to just learn about how the office works. He's actually, the instructor for that class is actually the one that writes a lot of the general statute for the Register of Deeds in the state and for the state legislation. So not only are you learning about it, but you're actually learning firsthand from the person that's wrote the majority of the laws for that. And so it's a great experience. You're in a room usually with 150 other registers throughout the state, or deputy registers and assistants and people that work in the office. So I've got to meet a wide variety of different people from Transylvania County to Catawba to Davie, Davison, Iredell. And even today, you know, I told them that I wanted to run. They all wish me best luck. Some of them I actually keep up with and talk with them on a day-to-day. So it's been a great experience from that. And, you know, going in and learning what I could on my own beforehand to take the initiative to learn the job is a big part of this. And I think that's what you need whenever you have somebody running for this. And so that on day one, when I step in the office, I can implement my plan, visions, and purpose.
Bill, that sounds like a thrill a minute. I may run down there and sign up for that thing first chance I get.
I might fight you for it.
Well, if you get elected, or if one of your other two opponents get elected, I'm not seeing why it makes a difference in this case. Can you help me out a little bit with that? Because I do want you to be able to say why it matters to elect Bill Britton to this job.
Well, I think probably why it matters is, like I said, I have had the training. I have some experience behind me in different vast offices. I'm a conservative. I want to implement different programs as I come in. Also, right now, you know, I haven't heard anyone else talk, just on my personal preference is, you know, the next register as you go in will be elected December of this year. You'll go in, be sworn in, and a big thing that I've even looked at is whether or not I'm elected or not elected is keeping up even with the budget for the county right now. The budget, once you go in as you're elected, you have 4 months until April is, you know, your budget's going to start being implemented. You're going to start having discussions with the managers and stuff and different level of leadership in the county, and then also implement here in June or July. It will be implemented and passed. And so you have a short time of when you go in to look over what you want to do, what you want to change. You know, my biggest thing is I don't want to wait 6, 8, 12 months to try to figure everything out. You know, even as I'm campaigning right now, I'm learning, I'm pulling in, I'm keeping up, looking at old budgets and anything to see if there was any changes that do need to be changed, anything that we need to increase. You know, pay is always a big factor for your employees. So, you know, you always want to make sure that they have the best to make a living and to have a livable wage. So, you know, that's something that you really need to look at. And I think that's something that kind of sets me aside and out from other candidates that are running, that I've had that. Hopefully that answers your question somewhat.
Yep. All right, we talk about pay raises, and that's something that everybody wants. And I think that's something that the county commissioners would love to give everyone a pay raise.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, how are you going to get those pay raises? What's your plan?
Well, I think right now is right now I just need to look at the budget more. I think, you know, that office right now, Judy Martin has done a really great job at keeping the office in a positive financially. So I think there's room for some wiggle there to ask the commissioners for a little bit of an increase in the budget. Right now, I think across the board, even working as a medic right now, we see with the changing economics, cost of living is going up. So I think even, as I said, I've had a pay raise, I've had cost of living pay raises, and sometimes, the county increases that, and the next thing we know, the whole nationwide things go up. So can I say exactly what is the biggest reason? I don't really have the main reason answer for you of how to change it, but
please feel free to say anything you'd like to say.
Yeah, I mean, but I do know there is some works right now to possibly get some increase in pay for the employees. I mean, it just really depends on you. You're going to have to look at the budget. You're going to have to see if there's things that you need to cut out, anything that you can increase. Really, it's just a check and balances of what your money is that you have and what you can afford to keep and not keep. If we need to cut out a book or two of paper to give a little bit more money to the employees, then maybe that's what we need to do. But really define right now of what we need to change to get that. I don't have an exact answer for you just at the moment. So
Okay.
it's just really just reviewing things right now to kind of see when I do get in and have the full information at hand and behind the scene access to even more, that I'm able to implement even more that I want. So
do you have any plans like some leaders? I shouldn't call them leaders. I don't really think they do a good job leading. When they first come in, they fire just about the whole office. Do you have any plans on firing anybody?
I do not have any plans on firing anybody. As long as they're doing their job, as long as there's no personnel issues, I don't see there's a reason of going in and changing anything. Like said, the office really hasn't had any major issues. I don't think there's really been any staff issues. As far as I'm aware of, even the turnover rate in the office is pretty low. So I think even everybody in the office enjoys what they're doing and enjoys being there. So
Bill, when something comes in to be filed, you file it. And if it's a wedding certificate, you file it. And if it's a tax thing, you file it. And you're killing me here.
I know.
Is there anything, does anybody ever come try to rob the place? Anything ever happen that's halfway interesting?
Well, in the world of it, it's called recording. So that might be the interesting part. But
all right, let's everybody hang on to the table because it's going to get wild now.
The office is pretty cut and dry. It's ran by general statute by the state. There's really, I wouldn't say you don't have anybody running in and shooting or doing anything crazy. It is good. It's a little bit different, from some of the other jobs I've had as a medic, where you're out saving lives or doing different things. Really, I mean, the office is it's a need for the county. It's a need for the community. It's an awareness that most people don't have unless they go in there once in a while. But it can affect different aspects in the community. Right now, a vast majority is real estate documents. You have your realtors, your real estate agents, home buyers, anybody selling, buying property. But like I said the other day, that part of the office alone could affect multiple different people. If you're a landscaper, a plumber, an electrician, because if we don't do our job in the office, it could hold up you. It could hold up somebody buying their home, to building their home, to advancing. So ultimately, that could hold up them purchasing a home from you. It could hold up them from purchasing your services as an electrician, a plumber, or anything. So, if that office holds up, it could ultimately affect multi-diversities across the county of jobs. So
you're going to have a great career in politics. I've got a question for you from me. I noticed that I think all three of you have put on your papers and your flyers and you tell people that you are the conservative candidate. Now, Bill, I doubt if there are very many people more conservative than I am, constitutional Christian conservative. How does that figure into this job?
Well, as a conservative, the job, like we said, is general statute. It serves all the vast communities. And like I said, the conservative more is not on what I guess more of the conservative choice is what I'm running on, is that I've had a plan, a vision from the start. And as a conservative, that's what we want to see. That's what we want to do. I want to protect your property rights by securing it from fraudulent liens. So that's the biggest thing about the conservative in me. I want to uphold the constitutional rights, North Carolina and U.S., that has to be upheld whenever you take the oath of that office. So, that's kind of the conservative that I want to bring out, and that's why I'm running as the conservative choice of that. So,
okay. Well, I just got a text that said 4 people have run off the road listening to this. So I want to talk about something you do that's exciting.
Yeah.
Tell us about. I want to hear about the last really exciting paramedic call you had.
Well,
tell us about that.
I don't think I can really think of it, to be honest. It's the county. It's been a great time in the county. You have your days that when you go to work, you have I wouldn't say exciting, but you have calls that are more interesting.
Have you delivered a baby lately?
I have not. Actually, we did have a crew the other day, I believe, that did deliver a baby. I have not had the pleasure of that. I've been actually lately mostly up in the northern end of the county, serving that end of the county. So we've been, as I knock on wood right now, that it's been, as we say in the emergency services field, quiet lately. So
what about what is your biggest call for when you're working in the emergency field?
You have a lot of sick people. You have people that, of course, the pandemic of overdosings are going on throughout
All right, let's
nationwide.
talk about that.
Yeah.
What are we seeing? What are they overdosing on?
Fentanyl, morphine.
Okay. Are you seeing a lot of fentanyl?
Possibly, yeah.
More than a year ago?
I'd say it's probably about the same right now, if I had to say.
How long has it been here?
Probably longer than me. Or anybody. But, in the last, I'd say that at least the last 8 years, countywide has probably been a little bit of an increase, possibly.
And in a 1 month period of time, how many times do you see a fentanyl overdose?
I mean, I'm
not going to nail you to this.
Yeah, I know. You probably have a few. I mean, there's some days you could come across. If anybody that listens to the radios, you can listen. It's possibly 4. You could have 5.
So when
some days you could have 1 or 2.
You get there's a serious fentanyl overdose. What do you do?
Usually, most of the time, depending on what it is, it's usually not just fentanyl. It could be any kind of opiate type drug.
Okay.
Usually at that point, most people get administered a Narcan.
And does that do it?
It usually does. Yeah, typically. It really just depends on what the drug or what it might be.
And do you see these same people over and over and over?
Sometimes you see the same, sometimes you don't. Usually you try to help the people,
How do you do that?
Well, you give them resources, talk with them, let them know that, understand that there are issues, that things in life are going hard, but you try to get them access to their help as soon as and as quick as possible. Some people are relieved to have you reach out and to give them the help. Some just don't want it, and your biggest thing is customer service, and you just got to try your best to provide what you can, and hopefully you can.
So you're just trying to keep them alive.
Yeah, I mean you.
Do you ever tell them if they get married to be sure and file down at the Register of Deeds, and you'll make sure that they're...
No. Usually I keep those aspects of work and the campaign separate most of the time.
Well, I made fun, but it's a very serious subject. It's getting more serious all the time.
It is.
Bill, I want to tell you that Register of Deeds is an important position. And although I've made light of it a little bit, I think that you'd be a wonderful Register of Deeds. That's what your two opponents.
Yes.
And that's what makes it so tough. It's you've got 3 really good guys, and I'm trying to give you a chance to put yourself out there as I gave them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you. I guess I'll ask you one more time. What would make you the top person for that job?
Well, I mean, I think it's like I've talked a little bit. I've come out with a plan. I took it upon myself, the initiative to go get the training anybody can go get the training. It does come up once a year, but I took the initiative before I filed. Whenever I made my own personal decision that I was going to run for the office, to go through the training, to use my own money, to learn what I could about it. And I hopefully that if whoever gets in, one of my other opponents, hopefully they will go through and also get the same experience that I have. My biggest thing is I just want to expand the office, build off the legacy that's there, build off the greatness that has been built, and hopefully set us as the standard registered deeds office and make us the standard example of registered deeds offices throughout statewide. So, that's just
Very
some
good.
of the things. Yeah.
Make it the best one in North Carolina.
Yes.
I have one question for you from a lady.
Okay.
I'm guessing this happened to her. She said, ask him how he's going to have a type of program that will help people get certified birth certificates that gave birth out of the county. I'm guessing there's a plan for that already, but can you help her with that question?
You should be able to get your birth certificates out of the county for the most part. It really depends on the different aspects. I can't really say on the exact issue because I wasn't there. I don't know what's went
Bill,
on.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's probably not fair to ask you. You're not in office yet, but I'm going to get this. I would recommend to this person that she actually calls the register of deeds.
Yeah.
And she may have already and not got any satisfaction. But anyway, well, Bill, Dorothy, how we doing on time?
We got about an hour.
About an hour.
No, we got a little more than a minute.
Is that a regular hour or a?
That is a Dorothy hour, and it's in, and it goes by real fast. Trust me.
Yeah.
Bill, thank you so much for coming
I
on.
appreciate
You're a good
it.
guy, and when you meet Bill, he's very personable. He's just he can just talk all day about the registered deed. It's a wonderful thing to talk about, and we wish you the very best of luck. You and your two opponents as well.
I appreciate it.
How do people get a hold of you?
You can contact me once again. My name is William Bill Britton, running for Moore County Register of Deeds. You can contact me by www.electbritton.com. Also, staff at electbritton.com is my email. So once again, I hope I can have your support and your vote as the conservative choice
Bill,
candidate.
thank you again. You've got some pretty good TV ads out there too.
I do. Thank you.
Okay, everybody. It's Friday. It's a great day. It's going to be a great weekend, and we will see you all back here on Monday.